WBLN, I'm Stephen Kayas.
And I'm Brendan Lubian, and welcome to this edition of WBLN for today, November 10th, 2016.
After 10 years of extraordinary service to the Belen Jesuit community in the Ramon Guiteras Memorial Library, Mrs. Marta Cosquihuela has announced her retirement. Mrs. Cosquihuela's last day will be Friday, December 9th, and Mrs. Alina Alpizar will serve as interim director. As director of the library, she oversaw the expansion of our electronic databases, AV materials for faculty and staff, and is leaving behind a very solid financial administration of the annual grant we receive from the Ramon Guiteras Foundation. Father Willie said, "We are grateful to her for her hard work and dedication to Belen Jesuit and to education."
I'm very proud to leave at this time after I have achieved all my goals.
Today, the 8th grade Honors Algebra 1 students will be participating in the AMC8 test after school. Students will have 40 minutes to answer 25 multiple-choice questions designed to promote the development and enhancement of problem-solving skills. The AMC8 provides an opportunity for middle school students to develop positive attitudes towards analytical thinking and mathematics that can assist in future careers. The AMC8 is the nation's leading mathematics competition for middle schoolers and is designed to cultivate the mathematical capabilities of the next generation of problem solvers. In 2015, approximately 150,000 students worldwide participated in the test. And after the competition results come in, there will be certificates handed out to the students scoring highest in each school, national ranking, and students who all participated in the competition.
I feel enthusiastic about taking this AMCA test because I feel like I will get a good grade on it so I could go to the higher competitions.
November originated as a fun way for our student population and could raise funds to support the efforts of the Liga contra el Cáncer. Students identified teachers willing to stop shaving in early October so that students can choose one teacher, the teacher who generates the most money, to be shaved in the central patio, as an assembly will take place either before or after the Thanksgiving break. One lucky student will be selected to shave that teacher who raises the most money. Participating in the event are Mr. Font, Mr. Pedora, Mr. Meyer, Mr. Lund, Mr. Ortiz, and Dr. De Quesada. Look for signs of the event and please support the efforts to raise money to help those who need the help of cost of their cancer treatment.
While Trump's senior advisors rushing to Steve Bannon's defense, Democrats and special interest groups are demanding the president-elect to withdraw the controversial appointment. Presidential Obama says he expects Donald Trump will likely reconsider campaign vows to undo some of his signature international accomplishments when he takes office in January. Among them, the Iran nuclear agreement finalized in July 2015. Trump repeatedly bashed the Iran deal during the campaign, disparaging it as terrible and declaring that his #1 priority was to dismantle the deal. President Obama responded to a question about that today.
My suspicion is that when the president-elect comes in and he's consulting with his Republican colleagues on the Hill, that they will look at the facts. Because to unravel a deal that's working and preventing Iran from pursuing a nuclear weapon would be hard to explain, particularly if the alternative were to have them freed from any obligations and go ahead and pursue a weapon. So it becomes more difficult, I think, to undo something that's working than undo something that isn't working. When you're not responsible for it, I think you can call it a terrible deal. When you are responsible for the deal, then preventing Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, you're more likely to look at the facts.
Mr. Obama also said the tradition for international agreements has been to carry them forward across administrations. In other news, hundreds of Maryland high school students walked out of class yesterday morning as a form of protest over the election of Donald Trump. Some held signs as they walked to the football field, then onto neighboring streets. Local police were driving alongside the group to ensure their safety, of course. But this is the latest protest, but not the first, after those that have occurred in Miami and Portland. I don't know if you got a chance to see it.
I actually did see it, and it was actually rather beautiful.
Yes, it appears that the moon has actually grown, but that's not necessarily the case. The moon becomes full on the same day when it orbits closest to Earth. It's the phenomenon called the supermoon, meaning the moon looks much bigger and brighter than usual. Supermoons come around once every 13 months, but what makes this supermoon special is that the moon is the closest it has been to the Earth since the past 68 years. Astronomers projected that the supermoon reached its full exposure at 8:52 yesterday morning, but you can enjoy the view anytime the moon is out in the next day or two.
Overflowing rivers, houses destroyed, and children walking with water up to their waist, and people recovering furniture. Heavy rains caused the displacement of at least 8,000 people in the Dominican Republic. 60 community remains without communications after rivers overflowed. According to the Emergency Operations Center, several shelters are open to receive the victims. At the moment, there are more than 1,500 houses affected, 40 destroyed, and several collapsed bridges. Hey guys, even though it was a long weekend, many clubs are very busy. So here's your scoop for today. 16 members of Belen's Troop 4666 of the International Thespian Society competed in the District 8 Invitational Events Festival at Felix Valera High School on November 11 and 12. The results are as follows. In monologue, we have Heinz Luda King and Daniel Martinez with Superior. In duet acting, we have Matthew Quintino and Placido Valdez with Excellent. Gus Gonzalez and Javier Mederos as Superior. Dustin Dupree and Chris Perez as Superior with the perfect score. In ensemble acting, we have Anthony Abinader, Sion Besesser, Daniel Ferro, Jose Garcia Chirino, Beltran Ulloa, and Placido Valdez with Superior. In solo musicals, we have Gus Gonzalez with Superior and Placido Valdez with Superior. In small group musicals, we have Oscar Berlanga, Gus Gonzalez, Andres Larea, Javier Mederos with Superior. In playwriting, Dustin Dupree got Excellent. In publicity design, Gabe Moreno got Excellent. The crowning achievement was captured by Javier Mederos, who competed and won the District 8 College Scholarship to further his education in the theater. The troupe looks forward to moving on to the State Festival in Tampa in March. Congratulations to the troupe and the directors, Pancho Padilla and Leo Williams. The Belen chess team participated in the 15th Annual Turkey Bowl, the most prestigious open event in South Florida. 3 Grandmasters and 1 International Master competed in this event, which was hosted by the Boca Raton Chess Club at La Quinta Inn in Coral Springs. Leading the team in points was sophomore and vice captain Brandon Villa, who won 4 games in the under 1100 division, coming in 5th place out of 37 competitors. In the same division, freshman Andrew Caldwell won 3 games and junior Andrew Birch had 1 win and 2 draws. Besides achieving a new personal best score, Andrew Birch won the trophy for best performance by a player rated under 700. In the under 1450 division, junior Connor Yurkin had 2 wins and a draw, competing above his own rating level in the very difficult under 750 division. Junior and captain Justin Izquierdo also scored 2 wins and a draw. Now let's see what Ricky Labrada has for us in this week's Showbiz Spotlight.
We have our first full trailer for Ghost in the Shell, starring Scarlett Johansson as a cyborg policewoman. Paramount held a global release party in Tokyo and tried to counter criticism over the whitewashed casting of a Japanese anime character. Director Rupert Sanders called Johansson a cyberpunk queen and the best actress of her generation. You can judge for yourself when Ghost in the Shell opens March 31st. It is a sad day for the music world. Canadian singer-songwriter Leonard Cohen has died at the age of 82. Cohen wrote a number of popular songs, including the often covered Hallelujah. His 14th studio album, You Want It Darker, was just released last month. And tributes are pouring in after the death of rock legend Leon Russell. Some of his songs were covered by other musicians, including Ray Charles and the Carpenters. His fame faded away over the decades, but he kept recording country music and even collaborated with Elton John. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 5 years ago. For WBLN, I'm Ricardo Labrada.
Thanks, Ricky. Stay with us as we bring you weather and sports after these messages.
Today's going to be a pretty wet day. From what we're seeing on the map, we're going to be having a storm going to be passing through Miami, so it's going to leave us with a pretty damp day. However, it should leave us after tomorrow. And if you are planning on visiting the Caribbean this weekend, don't go. There's a possible tropical depression forming. And with that, let's take a look at the forecast. What we're going to be seeing on the forecast today is we're going to be having temperatures in the mid-70s and mid-60s. Our high will be a 75 and our low will be a 65. Relative humidity will be at 75%. And like I said earlier, it is going to be pretty wet throughout the day. Now let's look at the next 3 days. Wednesday, we are going to be having a high in the 70s and a low in the low 60s. Thursday, about the same, except the low will be in the high 60s. And Friday, a pretty weird day. Temperatures are going to be the same throughout the day, going to be at 78 for the entirety. And with that, let's move on to sports.
And good morning, Wolverine Nation. The Wolverines took on Palmetto to advance in the playoffs. A game that looked promising for the Wolverines ended up being a devastating loss. With the Wolverines up by 2 possessions with under 5 minutes remaining, Palmetto scored a touchdown, then recovered the onside kick and scored again. The Wolverines had one final drive, one which looked promising. Gabe Avaricio looked like he was taking one to the house when the referee called him out of bounds on a very close play. Another controversial call came on the final play with a 4th and 10. Pola found Estrada open while the rest called him out of bounds and short from the first down. All in all, it was a great season for the Wolverines. On Friday, 11-11-16, the Belen Blue team defeated Gulliver by the score of 39-35. Leading scorer for the Wolverines were Adrian Delgado with 13 points, Andrew Diaz and Danny Fernandez each contributed 9 points. On Saturday, 11-12-16, the Wolverines played at a tournament hosted by Monsignor Pace High School. The Blue team won both their games, beating St. John the Apostle by the score of 48-14 and St. Jerome 49-47. In sports today, the middle school Blue basketball team plays at Florida Christian. Game time is 3:45 p.m. The middle school Gold basketball team also plays at Florida Christian. All student athletes interested in joining the JV and the varsity track and field team and learn about the different events, sign up with Coach Arieta. Miami Hurricanes took on the Virginia Cavaliers in a hostile environment Saturday. Virginia, who has been able to beat the Canes in the past couple of years, couldn't stop the revamped and energized Canes. The Canes put up 34 points and held the Cavalier offense to only 14. Kaya was on point, throwing for a solid 228 yards through the air, while Walton had 111 yards on the ground to set up the effective pass game. With the win, Miami becomes bowl eligible and face NC State next Saturday at noon. The Dolphins keep on winning, and this time in dramatic fashion.
Great to get the victory, no doubt. Very proud of our team. Guys played hard. The guys, for the most part, played well. There's a little bit of sloppiness here and there, but for the most part, I thought they played well. We ran the ball better, which was good. We thought we could run the ball this week, and some of it was just some great effort runs, and some of it obviously was the blocking that was provided for our backs. Brad had a decent day, for Brad. As I see, he hit less than 50% of his passes. That's the first time since I've been around him that happened. We missed a couple opportunities, I thought, in the first half especially. But, they did a few different things than we had prepared for as well. I think they...
The Dolphins keep on winning, and this time in dramatic fashion. Everyone is hopping on the bandwagon, or actually on the J train. After a battle between the Jets, the Dolphins looked to match that same intensity and big play ability against San Diego. It was a back-and-forth battle as San Diego took a quick 10-0 lead early in the game. The Dolphins would score 14 unanswered with a Tannehill dime to Kenny Stills. Check out this throw right here. Look at that beauty. And after the Chargers took a 24-21 lead, Tannehill connected with Devontae Parker on a deep ball to set the Fins up with a field goal. This would then tie the game at 24 apiece. And here's the big play of the game. Tied at 24, a minute left. Look at this read. Kiko Alonso. He has one man to beat, and he does. Take it to the house. The Dolphins will look to win that game, an incredible pick six. Tannehill looked sharp as the Dolphins are now 10-1 when Mike Pouncey, Jawan James, and Brandon Albert, 3 starters for the O-line, 3 great players, start. The Dolphins will stay in the West Coast and face the LA Rams next Sunday at 4. Let's check the playoff situation here. In the AFC, you have, of course, the Patriots, Kansas City, Texans, Baltimore, and then the Raiders and Broncos are in the wild card, but look who's in the hunt. Look who's right there, guys. It is the Miami Dolphins. It's good to see them, Week 10 in that playoff hunt, playoff race. Good for them, and I love it. I'm a huge fan. And, guys, that's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for all the latest news and pictures. I'm Stephen Kayas.
And I'm Brandon Lubian, and from everyone here at WBLN, have a great day and stay golden, Wolverines.